Hello people and pets, it is the 29th of April. I'm sorry, it's been a while since I posted, but you know, being all tired and stuff and making the same things over and over again. I made meatloaf the other day. Turned out alright for the first attempt. Next time I make it, I'll record it. But today I'm going to have marinated chicken drumsticks. I'm probably going to cook them from frozen in my air fryer. Because it is like midday and I just got up. I'm also going to attempt to make bread from hand again. I found a new recipe, so I'm going to try that. Yeah. Alright, here are the frozen chicken drumsticks. The line is a little greasy, but I literally only used it for chicken drumsticks like not yesterday, but the day before. That's fine. I haven't actually cooked them from frozen before, so let's see. I know you just need to cook it for a bit longer, so I'm gonna put it in my air fryer, which is up on a shelf. We can start with 25 minutes, which is your average cook time for chicken drumsticks in the air fryer, and then we'll see how it is, and then I guess I'll just do the whole 30 minutes. It'll be fine. Alright, I think I'm going to start the attempt of bread. Hi, I'm about to attempt a bread recipe. The recipe makes 2 loaves, so I'm going to cut it in half. You probably can't see it on the camera, but... So it says a cup of warm water with a tablespoon of yeast, so I'm going to do half of that. I've got to grab my measuring cups just here. So half cup warm water, and apparently the ring that my cup's staying on came undone. It's fine. Let's do it back up. Half cup warm water. With, where are my measuring spoons? Right there. Half tablespoon of yeast. I got this one, I keep it in my freezer. It's like that full now. Okay. Next is half a cup of sugar, so I'll do 1/4 cup. Okay, sugar. I might as well take this out of here because they're getting used in like 2 different places. Sit. Okay. 1/4 cup of sugar, some of it's going in here to help feed the yeast. Okay. And that's just got to sit there and bubble up, whatever. Place it over there. Actually, I think that's what I grabbed this out for. That's fine, I'll just put this with the medium size. Next is 1/4 cup of water, so do half of that. I've got to Google how much 1/8 of a cup is in spoons. Just go chrome. And how much is 1/8 cup fucking teaspoons. 6 US teaspoons. It's probably the closest I'm going to get. I'm Australian, but I can tap on Australia. And then nothing pops up. Alright, so 6. So if a teaspoon is 5 milliliters and a tablespoon is 20, then a tablespoon is 4 teaspoons. So I can do a tablespoon and half tablespoon. Yeah, that maths up. That is water, yep. One of them, and one of them. Looks like almost nothing, but you know, stuff happens. Next is the salt. That says 1 teaspoon of salt, so I'll go to half teaspoon. That's a quarter, there's the half. Salt. What is that? That gets to go there. The next is the flour. Okay, I've got this big thing of flour here. So I'm going to use that half cup at a time because this container comes with a scoop. It's a half cup scoop. It says right there half cup. And then this little one is 2 teaspoons. Okay. Let's level that out. Half cup. One cup. One and a half cups. 2 cups, and let's start with that. Apparently I got to massage this together according to the video I watched. Then after everything's mixed in, I add that mixture there. At the end I may need a little more water, but the feeling of flour is just awesome. Just need all the moisture, stuff off the bottom. You've got to mix through the salt really good because otherwise it could mess with the yeast. Okay. Yum. Alright. Let's continue to mix. Is there anything else on here? No, that's good. I'm going to close that back up. Coming together pretty good for being a cup short of flour. Oh, sugar. Whoops. That is my bad. Now it'll be a little more difficult to mix together. It was supposed to go in with the salt and the water at the beginning. That's okay, it was the first attempt of this recipe. I'll put the lid back on the flour because I'm pretty certain it won't need any more. And I'm going to stand. It'll most likely need some more water. Yep. So I'll add some. And you're supposed to knead the dough until it's smooth. That'll take a while. And the chicken's still going in the air fryer. Okay, gonna need some more water. There is another recipe I would like to try at some point. It is for tortillas. Thing is, I don't know when I'm going to make that. I've still got plenty of store-bought tortillas in my freezer. So it may still be a while. I think you could be able to use a stand mixer if you want to. But this is like too small of a batch to do that. This is the biggest mixing bowl I've got. It's not that big, but it's the biggest one I've got. Pretty sure the containers I use to mix stuff in is bigger than this. And they've got lids. But that's alright. It's coming together very well. It's not quite smooth yet, but Kneading is always a process. Seems smooth enough, so I got to I'm gonna let that sit for a moment. My wrist hurt. Go put my yeast back in the freezer. Here's my loaf pan mold. Okay, I've got some oil, just in case. Ew. I've now got oil on my finger. Sometimes I have the wrong reaction to things. I think it's part of being autistic. Okay. I don't know how well it's going to do because it's not exactly smooth, and I accidentally added the sugar a little late. So there are some shiny bits. I think you're supposed to dissolve it in the water or something. It's alright, I can try again next time. But now I've got to shape it, sort of go in there. And I've got to let it rise. And we'll be back later. Gonna let the loaf sit like that with another loaf pan over top. You could have another loaf pan over top, you can have a damp cloth, whatever. It should do fine. The air fryer went ding. So we'll see how that is. You cannot see that. That is fine. Place it over here. It's looking pretty crispy. So let's pull out the thermometer. Go to Fahrenheit, because that's the only one I know with chicken. It's not an instant thermometer, so I gotta let it sit for a moment. That is up to temperature, and so is that one, or even over temperature, so that's fine. So I'm just going to nibble on those and let the bread rise. I'll be back later. Turns out I wrote down the bread recipe wrong, so I just fixed it on the paper, but we'll see how the bread goes. It's missing oil and it's the wrong quantity of water. Yay to dyslexia. So it was supposed to be the 1/4 cup oil, so 1/8 cup oil, and then a whole cup of water, so that would have gone down to 1/2 cup of water. No wonder it was dry. Yeah. Whoops. We'll see how that goes. It has been sitting there for over an hour now. It hasn't really risen any good, but that could be my fault. It's bigger than it was, but I think I'm going to just put it in my air fryer and see how it goes. I did take out the silicone liner thing and washed it. As good as I could. But this is in here, and I'm gonna cook it for half an hour on 150 Celsius. So we'll be back to that later. I did 30 minutes on one side, and because the other side was still quite doughy, I flipped it over and did another half hour. Now I've got to let it cool before I can cut it. Next time I've got to try to get the recipe right. After it cooled down, I went and cut it up. I try to make it as even as possible. Not very successfully, but better than previous loaves I've cut. The video, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment on other recipes you would like me to attempt. I attempted that bread recipe and I got it wrong, but I'm gonna try it again at some point. Thank you.